Good afternoon, dear participants. Thank you for being here with us today in the Udmurt State University, the city of Izhevsk, Russia. And we would like to welcome you all in our friendly region of the Udmurt Republic, where the International Olympiad INGENIUM 2024 is being held for the first time. And thank you for being registered participants of this wonderful event. But firstly, let me give you a brief account of where we are. So here is the Udmurt Republic, one of the regions of the Russian Federation. It's located in the very central part of it, not very far from the city of Kazan. And Moscow is actually 2 hours flight from us. So it's quite accessible, and you have all traveling facilities like airport, railway, and so on. So Udmurt Republic is a wonderful, beautiful land. You can see some landscapes. And what you can see for the first hand is that we have 4 distinct seasons of the year. You can see how wonderful and beautiful they are. Here in the Udmurt Republic, over 100 nations live peacefully and friendly together. The majority of them are Russians, Udmurts, and Tatar. And here is the pieces of our traditional cuisine. Looks very tasty, and it is. So the city of Izhevsk is actually the capital of the region, the capital of Udmurtia. You can see it's quite a big city, but of course it's less than Moscow, for example. We have over 700,000 people living here. The city is very developed. We have various sightseeing facilities, like cultural events are being held. We have several theaters, for example, parks. And so every facility for your recreation and living here comfortably. The Udmurt State University, the campus is located in the very center of the city. And the university is actually a classical Russian university, and that means that we train experts in various study fields. But today, of course, we focus on the engineering fields of studies. We have oil and gas engineering, electricity, biotechnology, robots, and well, several study fields that can meet your interest, the academic interest. But what is more important, we are a very vivid academic community, and people come here from all over the world. Currently, we have about 500 international students coming from over 40 countries of the world. Every world region is represented here. So here is the campus of the Udmurt State University, and you're welcome to come here and to join our vivid community. Okay, so we're happy to announce the International Olympiad Open. And today, during this online event, you will have a unique opportunity to meet the professors, the wonderful researchers of the Udmurt State University. And I'm glad to give the floor to Professor Irina Leonidovna Bukharina, Doctor of Biological Sciences. Irina Leonidovna, good afternoon.
Вы меня слышите, Екатерина Сергеевна?
Да, вас слышно, Ирина Леонидовна. Хорошо.
Dear colleagues, dear participants, I'm very glad to see you in our conference, and I would like to tell you about our laboratory, ecological biotechnologies in our institute, and tell you about some important areas studying in our laboratory. In this slide, you can see what do ecological biotechnology and research direction of our laboratory, and I tell in some of them. The main areas of our research is study the relationship between fungi and high plants, and influence this relationship in the increase the resistance plants and different condition, including a negative condition. We worked with one of the type of mycorrhiza, endotrophic mycorrhiza, and we worked with fungi which live inside roots of plants. I was the participant of many programs and international programs, and DID, Erasmus Mundus, Fulbright, and now we have in our laboratory the collection of fungi. These fungi we isolated from roots of plants which grow long time in difficult soil condition in our city in Ijevsk, and this fungi is very resistant and very tolerant to environmental condition. In the first stage of our research, we tested fungi for resistance to sodium chloride and heavy metals. And this work, the results of this research, you can see in these slides. And based on the testing results, we selected some species of fungi to study the inoculation of high plants by these fungi. And our technology have 3 stages: cultivation of fungi, preparation on fungus suspensions, inoculation of plants, grown plants under simulated condition. We grow plants in climate box or hydroponic system if plants grow very big. Also, the end of experiments, we verification of the root system of plants, determination on the class of development on fungi in the root of plants. It's very interesting and very difficult works, and using special skills for this work. Our research have a good results, and relationship between high plants and fungi influence for resistance plants. In this slide, you can see a photo with plants without fungi, letter A, and with fungi, letters B and C. And all plants grow the substrate with different concentration of salt heavy metals. We conduct scientific research is our laboratory. In the photo, our students and teachers and school children who worked in our laboratory and including in our project. This technology necessary in different areas: green cities, greenhouses, forestry, reclamation and restoration of distributed soil and lands. Another project of our laboratory is a project on bioprocessing of organic waste. We use biotechnology for processing waste using of lava of the Hermetia illucens fly. Technology included 3 stages: cultivation of the fly, Hermetia illucens, processing of organic waste by insect lava, disinfection, drying of lava, and obtaining annual feed. This project is very important in the climate program in our country, in our region, to reduce carbon dioxide emission during the decompression of organic waste. The next project, named the Green Code of Ijevsk, the object of this project, creation of information system for monitoring, certification of green spaces in Ijevsk, construction of maps of carbon balance and carbon sequestration. In this slide, you can see an interface of our program, and documents of state registration of our program. This project only very important as for decide the problems with carbon dioxide and climatic program in our region. Knowledge and skills in the field of ecological biotechnology you will be able to do in master programs in our in this file you can see equipment we use when we realization our project Green Code of Ijevsk. Knowledge and skills in the field of ecological biotechnology you will be able to do in master's program of our institute in direction environmental management and water use. We have two programs, information technologies and environmental management and urbanism, and other environmental assessment project and restoration of natural environment. When you finish our program, we will be environmental engineering. And in our institute, we have volunteer teams. These our students, which teach scholars, children, other students, and all people how to collect garbage correctly, and most importantly, to live in such as a way that there is less waste. Dear colleagues, dear participants, thank you for your attention. I wish you very successful completion of all the tasks in these events, and come to study in our university and our institute and our republic. Udmurtia is a very beautiful region. Thank you very much. Welcome to Udmurtia.
Thank you so much, Irina Leonidovna. Thank you for such a wonderful presentation. And our dear participants, those of you who study in environmental science, please consider the Institute for Civil Defense as your academic destination using our Olympiad. So you can show yourself and then come and join us and study here with Irina Leonidovna herself. And now I'd like to introduce to you Vice Rector for Academic Issues and International Relations, Mikhail Mikhailovich Kibardin.
Добрый день, дорогие друзья, участники сегодняшней нашей Олимпиады, наши гости. И я надеюсь, что многие из вас станут потенциальными будут нашими реальными студентами, которые через несколько месяцев придут к нам в аудитории.
Good afternoon, dear participants. Mikhail Mikhailovich welcomes you and is awaiting you to come here and join us as our potential students, and wishes you all the best with your Olympiad and success with your competition.
Данное мероприятие, Олимпиада, она направлена прежде всего на привлечение молодых людей из стран ближнего и дальнего зарубежья для продолжения учебы в вузах России. И прежде всего она позволяет молодым людям познакомиться с российской образовательной системой, с уровнем подготовки, ну и, конечно же, оценить свои возможности, сделать правильный выбор.
Our Olympiad is aimed to find talented researchers, young researchers all around the world. But first of all, let you to get acquainted with the Russian system of education and research, student research, first of all. And also it gives you the floor to represent yourself and to show yourself and your academic and research skills.
Наш университет сегодня реализует более 100 программ, в том числе магистерские программы и Надеюсь, что многие из сегодняшних участников выберут, послушав наших профессоров, ведущих, познакомившись с нашими научными школами, для дальнейшего обучения в магистерских программах, подберут себе достойную и, конечно же, мы создадим все условия для получения качественного образования, комфортной и безопасной жизни в нашем городе, в нашем университете.
Here in the Udmurt State University, we provide over 100 master's degree programs, and we hope that our event today will get you oriented around the programs, and you can meet the researchers personally today. You can get academic guidance and find probably your potential academic advisor for your further studies, and hopefully you will act as a researcher here in the Udmurt State University, come to us and continue your studies. Okay, and now let us move on, meeting the researchers of the Udmurt State University. And one of the direction of our Olympiad is mathematics and computer science. And I'm happy to give the floor to Mr. Anatoly Petrovich Beltyukov, Doctor of Physical and Mathematical Sciences. And he will share a little presentation about intelligence, natural versus artificial, something on the edge of knowledge, up to date. Anatoly Petrovich, good afternoon.
You. Can you hear me? Have
Yes,
short
we
communication.
can hear you. A bit of a problem with connection, but hopefully it will. Now it's fine. Now we can see and hear you. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. There's a lot of talk about intelligence, artificial intelligence these days. They even say that it can force a person out of life and enslave the world. But the question arises, is war and oppression of some people by others a consequence of human intelligence? Or is this a manifestation of other properties of human nature? Another question, what is intelligence in general? Some people refer to intelligence as such mental abilities as perceptions, learning, thinking, problem solving, and interaction with the environment. These abilities appear as a result of human higher nervous activity. Artificial intelligence is said to refer to the ability of digital computer to perform tasks similar to those performed by beings with human intelligence. This raises another question. Does an artificial intelligence machine think or pretend, or simply pretend to think? This is a very difficult question, because then you can also ask, is the person you know thinking or pretending to think? And how to answer this question? For example, I sometimes get an impression that some of my students don't think, but only pretend to think. This is especially true during the exam. Some evil people claims that there are a lot of people who do not think all their lives, and but only pretend to think. These people also believe that all other people are just pretending to think. It is this part of people who are supporters of creating full-fledged artificial intelligence. Some people believe that if a machine is very good at pretending that it is thinking, then it will actually think. The answers to all these questions can only come from practice. We need to find out which problems are better solved by a person and which by a machine. The range of problems that machine machines can solve better is expanding all the time. So perhaps the hour is not far off when a machine will solve all the problems better than a human. A human. Oh, will this be a victory for artificial intelligence over natural intelligence? The answer is yes, only if we consider uh, uh, intelligent intelligence as is simply a problem solver and nothing more. But there are other types of intellectual activity. For example, setting tasks for someone who solves problems. There is another question: how to choose what tasks should be set and why. For whom will these tasks be solved? Uh, there is an important point here. A person usually sets tasks for himself, but in this sense, a person doesn't need a machine that set tasks for itself, and he will not create and will not even waste effort in formulating such a task. Could a machine appear by accident? Could such a machine appear by accident or mistake? Of course it can. Here, a person needs to be careful so that the technology he creates doesn't get out of control. Unfortunately, this doesn't always work out. We see many examples of accidents involving equipment. This is even more dangerous if we are dealing with military applications. There is also another side to the question: where do the tasks that a person sets come from? Usually, in person's life, in a person's life situation, a lot of problems and contradictions arise that a person wants to resolve. Then a person sets tasks for himself. For machine to do this, it must identify problems and contradictions. It must want to resolve them. To do this, it is necessary that the machine has life situations. The machine must be able to want. Will the machine want, or will it just pretend to want? How to determine this? Even in humans, it is difficult to determine. How does the machine have life situations? Is there life in a machine at all? Some people think that no, machine is not alive. There will be the life situation. Where will be the life situation from? In this case, come from then. In any case, a reasonable person should train a machine to help him in this life situation and not in the life situation of the machine itself. If we involve a machine in helping a person, then we do it to solve the vital problems of the person himself. We can also talk about human machine systems for which life situation and the living environment are common to the entire system. In a certain sense, such systems can have full intelligence. Natural objects can also be added to such systems. So we get human machine natural systems. Nowadays, artificial intelligence mainly refers to machine learning. Machines are taught in particular to imitate human language behavior. And this is happening quite successfully. The machine learns from a person both his correct actions and his mistakes. Meanwhile, for now, it turns out that logical machines for solving logical problems and constructing rigorous proofs, and learning machines are bad friends with each other. Now, to connect this is a serious problem to the current moment. Some companies have tried to do this, but so far it hasn't worked out very well. For those who want to understand all these issues and participate in solving these problems, my advice is to join us at the Institute of Mathematics, Information Technologies and Physics of Udmurt State University. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Anatoly Petrovich. It was a very interesting speech and a lot to think about and rather philosophical issues you have raised. I would like to represent a still more field of the Olympiad that we focus on is physics and new material, which is highly topical at the moment, of course. And I'm happy to give the floor to Professor Mikhail Dmitrievich Krivelov, Doctor of Physical and Mathematical Sciences. Mikhail Dmitrievich, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ekaterina. I am pleased to talk about my field of activity today during the International Olympiads. And let me introduce into the area of new materials through a short presentation on this subject. First of all, our domain has mainly practical foundations. It means that we use pretty classical methods in chemistry and physics in order to develop new technologies in material sciences. There are different ways how to tackle the problem of structure in materials. Our group and our master program is focused on metal alloys. In this domain, there are different ways how to control the microstructure of the resulting materials. And usually all these methods are based on variation of cooling conditions. For example, under conditions of laser treatment, which occur in additive manufacturing, the laser beam moves along the surface of the sample, which creates a small pool of liquid metal. Then rapid solidification of the molten pool occurs with formation of tiny microstructure. Apparently, these conditions are very different comparing to the traditional conventional casting technologies. In this case, depicted to the bottom right corner, the cooling rates are much lower. Hence, the resulting microstructure is much bigger and the properties of the material are different. So this slide demonstrates how variation of this condition can affect.
Извините, у вас презентацию не видим, к сожалению.
Can you hear the presentation at this moment?
Yes, it's visible. Thank you.
Thank you. So in this case, we can vary the conditions of metal treatment in order to improve the microstructure of the final material. There is a number of different international and national projects which are conducted in this area. For instance, we performed 2 space experiments on board of the International Space Station. On the left, there is a processing of the samples with aluminum samples in order to study how microgravity affects the formation of crystals and motion and flow of the liquid phase. On the right-hand side, you can see the internal view of the equipment for electromagnetic levitation of metals. In this sense, the small spherical sample is placed inside a coil, and it's heated and melted for further study. So at the first glance, our master program, which was opened approximately 12 years ago, is really multidisciplinary. The main fields are physics, chemistry, and material sciences. In the final qualification, we will try to provide necessary knowledge in all these three domains, and the focus on the training of specialists and professionals who can solve real problem at industrial production chains. It's not an easy task. However, our rich experience in this area shows that only fundamental training is a proper basic for further engineering skills. And it's also important to note that each student participates in the individual training in order to acknowledge himself to a particular method of analysis. At the end, this allows to provide good qualification at the end of the program. The program contains different methods and disciplines, including chemical thermodynamics, material sciences, basics of casting, additive technology. And also for practical training, we are equipped with some new equipment. The leaders of this master program are depicted on the slide, and Professor Evgeny Kharanzhevsky and Professor Sergei Reshetnikov really assist in this activity. Now, very short about the new Center of Additive Manufacturing, which was opened in 2023. The team of young professionals work on this problem, and now we have a special machine for metal printing, using stainless steel powder, using aluminum powders and titanium materials. So we will try to provide our best knowledge to the students in order to provide the best quality of the program. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Mikhail Dmitrich. It was a pleasure to hear, as always, a wonderful presentation. And those of you who experts in physics or are interested in new material and want to build a good career in these spheres, you should consider studies under supervision of Mikhail Dmitrich Krivelov, and that would be a success path to you. Okay, and
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
I'd like to now represent the field of biotechnology, biology, and natural science. And I would like to introduce Ms. Rona Jasmine Saragih. She is a student, a third-year student of the Institute for Natural Science. Rona, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, nice to see you.
Nice to
How are
see you.
you?
I'm good, thank you. Okay, so hello everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rona Jasmine. I'm a third-year student of biotechnology, and I'm from Indonesia. So here I will explain about biotechnology that now I'm studying in Utmur State University. As we know that biotechnology is a combination of several branches of science that study the use of living things, example like bacteria, animals, plants, and biological materials like viruses and prions, as well as products from living things, example like proteins, enzyme, active compounds in the production process to produce goods and services. For the information, I study here for a pharmacy biotechnology. And in our biotechnology here, we have a several practice in laboratories with different experiments. So far, we work with blood plasma.
Rona, terribly sorry to interrupt you. Could you please speak up? We have troubles with participants to hear. Okay.
It's not really clear, or I need to increase my voice.
If it's possible, please do.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so I will repeat. Um, for the information, I'm studying for pharmacy biotechnology in Utmur State University. So in our biotechnology, we have a several practice in laboratories with different experiments. So far, we work with blood plasma microorganisms like bacteria, spores, and also carry out experiments to find the protein content of food and fruit. For example, we use dairy products, minced meat, and etc. Besides of the experiments, we also study about other subjects that are needed in biotechnology. For example, physics, applied mechanics, kinetics, immunology, microbiology, and etc. We quite often doing the laboratory experiment every week. We always have the laboratory practice with different methods. Example that I can say like centrifuge, electrophorese, chromatography, spectrophotometer. And for these methods, centrifuge, electrophorese, spectrophotometry are methods for separate proteins, and chromatography are methods for purify a mixed component by looking at its characters such as size, mass, shape, etc. And after the laboratory practice, we have to make a report for each experiment to explain what we did and how the results and the conclusion about should be included. And we will show it to our professor for every laboratory practice and experiment. The professor will teach us and guide us until we could understand and able to handle it by ourselves, all of the experiments and laboratory practice. And of course, for our safety, we also must use a lab coat for sure and make sure it's clean and follow the laboratory regulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rona, for sharing. And we wish you all the success with your research and studies. And dear participants of the Olympiad, once again, we are very happy to announce our Olympiad INGENIUM 2024 Open. And further on, we will continue our event today in session halls. We will get subdivided into directions of the Olympiad, and you will still be able to communicate to our professors. They will guide you through the tasks, through the Olympiad testing, and guide you through the practical case studies that you will perform under the Olympiad competition. But first of all, I'd like to give the floor to Maria Dmitrievna Borisova, and she will speak about the technical issues. And I know that many of the participants currently face some technical troubles. You need to upload the documents to go through the application procedure. So Maria Dmitrievna, you're welcome. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me? Good morning. Good afternoon, even. Dear guests, dear participants, now I want to share my screen to show you our site where the Olympiad will take place, and also where can you upload your documents. This site is named testonline.utsu.ru, and you have the access to this site by our mail, where we send you login and your password. So this is the main page of our site. To go to the Olympiad page, you need to tap on site home. And if you need to change your language from Russian to English, because this site is made in Russian, of course, you can tap here to change into English. So here in the Olympiad part, you can find International Online Olympiad INGENIUM. Tap here, and this is our official page of Olympiad on testonline.utsu.ru. Here you can upload your portfolio on the stage number 1. Also here you can check our demo tests. Many of you have already solved some of them. You can solve it anytime you want to just check the structure of our tests, to check what questions will be there. And it's really important for you to just know what will be in our Olympiad. Today, after our plenary session, there will be some consulates, and you will see yourself with a little help of our professors how to solve these demo tests, and they will also guide you on practical tasks. So move on. Stage number 1, portfolio upload. You need to upload your portfolio since yesterday till the 21st of February. To upload your portfolio, you need to tap here, and you will open a page to upload your portfolio. What you need to upload? What do you need to upload? You need to upload your diploma or the transcript of your grades if you are still studying at university. It's really important that we need your bachelor degree diploma. If in your country there is a licentiate, that means that we need your licentiate diploma. Because in some French-speaking countries, bachelor is like high school and licentiate is like a bachelor in other countries. Also, if you have some scientific publications, it will be really great if you upload it too. And we need your certificates, letter of participation or organization in some events. Usually we need scientific events or some academical events of different level, but if you also have some achievements in sports, volunteer, etc., it will be a really great boost for your portfolio. If you have any questions on this part, stage number 1, you also can text us via email, or you can text us in our WhatsApp chat. Stage number 2 is Olympiad itself, Olympiad tasks, and we have 2 parts here. We have theoretical parts or just simple test and practical task. Test has a limit in times you can solve it, and has a time limit. So it may be 2 or 3 hours per test, and you have only one chance to solve it. And practical task, it will be open on the February 26th till the March 3rd, and you have a whole week to write your little scientific project on one of the issues will be represented later by our professors. So it will be your great chance to have a scientific project on the level of even master degree students. Also, I really want to tell you some interesting perks you may have if your scientific project will be really great. We will also invite you for our annual April Scientific Student Conference. And there you can represent your research in English. And after that, you may also have a publication in scientific journal. So if you have any questions, we will be happy to answer in our chat because we check it every time. And you can now text us via Zoom or via WhatsApp. Now we can't unfortunately check our email, but tomorrow morning we'll do so definitely. So I wish you all the good luck. I wish you all the best in this Olympiad, and I hope that a lot of you will show yourself greatly, and you will win this Olympiad and will come to Russia with a Russian government scholarship and will study master degree in our universities for free. So it's your great chance if you want to continue your education in Russia, and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria Dmitrievna. So that was a brief insight of what's happening technically. Of course, we will have more and more consultations further on to go. So beginning from today, this very date is the opening day of the Olympiad. You are now free to upload your portfolio, your document, and application package. And then beginning from February 26th, you will be able to perform the testing and the practical case study. And what's most important is that apart from your way to show yourself as a young researcher, to gain an international recognition of being a researcher, you will also get international diplomas. And finally, the winners of the Olympiad will gain opportunity to study in master's degree in Russian Federation for free. That is called quota, or a budget-funded place for studies. So this is what the Olympiad gives to its winners, and it's a wonderful opportunity. So what's happening next? Now we have participants who are registered in various fields of the Olympiad, and our technicians and researchers, professors are ready to consult you. And you will have a conversation, like more specific conversation in this sphere. You will now discuss the practical study case that you will work on, and you will get a discussion with the professor regarding the tests in particular fields. So now we will have you subdivided into different session halls. You need just to push the button join, okay? But first of all, I'd like to give my gratitude to thank all the participants today that have found the time to spend it with us. And thank you, dear professors, for sharing today and for being here with us today. All the best and success to our wonderful participants. Thank you.